Hey, what's going on, guys? White with White's Lawn Service here, back with another video. And today, guys, I had a real quick question that I got on Instagram that I wanted to read out and answer. I thought it was a great question and could really help some people out. So with that, let's get right into it. All right, so my question for today is how to know, and this was asked on Instagram, by the way, by a subscriber, how do you know when to invest in bigger and better equipment? I think that's an awesome question on when to buy bigger and better equipment and how to know when to. And ultimately, I think that the long answer short would be justifying it. When can you justify that purchase? For example, if you're out there now and you're push mowing lawns with a 21-inch, Dregler push mower, or maybe you have a riding mower, it's like a 42-inch, like a Craftsman, just a cheap out getting the job done, and you really want to get that zero turn, or you really want to upgrade to that, that's awesome. I definitely think you should do it, but I think you should wait until you justify it. Now, what I mean by that is I don't think that you should, wait until you get maybe 2 or 3 mowing accounts and be like, dang, I have 3 yards now. I don't want to be push mowing all these, so let me buy a zero turn. I don't think that's necessarily justifying it and makes all that sense. I think the best way to justify it there would be to get more accounts and wait until you're really trying to mow as many properties as possible with that push mower before you buy the zero turn. Now, a lot of you guys are going to say that's kind of silly. Why would you wait before buying a zero turn? And ultimately, it's because you don't want to put yourself out of business. Lawn care is a really cheap and easy business to get into. You don't have to have much equipment when you're starting. And for me personally, I started with just a 21-inch push mower. I did my properties, and whenever I did as many properties as I could with that 21 push mower, and I wanted to continue getting more properties, I decided to spend $1,000. I still didn't upgrade to a zero turn. I spent $1,000 almost, and I upgraded to a Toro Time Master. And having that 30-inch deck versus a 21-inch deck made a big difference. I was able to take on probably another 5 mowing accounts, which definitely more than paid for that mower. And once I maximized out my route with the 30-inch mower, I then decided to go up to the zero turn. So if I had, when I first started, I had 3 accounts, and I went out and I bought a zero turn for $3,000 or $5,000 or $10,000. They have a whole bunch of different price ranges for them. If I decided to go out right away and buy a zero turn, that monthly, I wouldn't have had the cash to buy it at the time, so that monthly payment would have been really expensive, considering the amount of money I was bringing in with just a couple accounts. And ultimately, I would have been working and spending all my time just to pay for that mower. That's it. And the only reason that you would go out sooner and buy a zero turn rather than push mow while you still can and while you still have the time to is because you don't want to push mow. You would rather do something that's a little bit easier. And I understand that you want to have equipment that makes your job easier, and it's definitely worth it. But I also think at the same time, to give you the best running start at your lawn and landscape business, whether you're younger, older, have the cash to buy outright, don't have the cash to buy outright, I definitely think that you should work your way up to it and justify it and do things slowly. That being said, I also think that used equipment is a great option when you're starting a lawn care business. String trimmers are super cheap, and even like handheld leaf blowers, they're so cheap. I don't know that I'd necessarily buy those used, but I mean push mowers or zero turns, I would have no problem buying used. I think it makes a lot of sense to do that when you're starting off. One thing I will say though with brand new mowers is a lot of them have 0% financing plans, which could be good, especially if you're young. You can use that 0% financing to help build credit, which is fantastic for whenever later down the road you decide you want to get a mortgage on a house. But also 0% financing for plans is pretty realistic too, and pretty cheap plans. Like I bought a Scag V-Ride 2. I want to say it was about $8,600, and I got a 4-year, 48-month loan with 0% interest, and I ended up paying, I think I pay about $178 or $179 a month, which realistically that's not bad because I get a whole month's use out of it, and at the end of the loan I'm gonna get the mower to keep unless I decide to sell it or something. But ultimately I think that was an $8,000 mower, which is really expensive. You don't have to buy something that expensive to start off. And that was only $170 a month. So if you think about it this way, if you're young, whether you're a teenager or even if you're older and you don't have that many accounts yet, say you're bringing in $500 a week, right? With your $10, $50 lawn care accounts. $500 a week, 170 of that is not that big a deal. But at the same time, if you can buy a mower for $5,000 and get that payment down to $120 a month, that might be a good option too. I definitely believe in starting off small and working your way up rather than just buying all your equipment outright or buying the best of the best right away and putting yourself out of business. I'm a firm believer in starting small and working your way up slowly. If you try to grow your business too fast, you might put yourself out of business. but at the same time, if you try to grow a little too slow, you also might put yourself out of business. So you want to find that middle ground and ultimately find what works best for you. So I hope that made sense, guys, but to sum everything up real quick, I just wanted to say that the best way to know when to buy bigger and better equipment is whether or not you can justify it, like I said at the beginning there. Ultimately, you probably can figure out whether or not you can justify it. If you're a teenager and you don't have any expenses currently, all the money you make, you're saving, that's awesome. It'll be a lot faster and easier to justify a purchase like that. But at the same time, don't go out and buy $8,000 mower with 5 or 10 mowing accounts. Doesn't necessarily make sense. I would wait until you can get a little bit more business, have a little bit more revenue coming in before you make such a big purchase. Alright guys, that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and check out Echo Means Business. A lot of other great helpful videos out there. As always, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.